What's up, comic book fans? It's the Emerald Enthusiast of the Multiverse Musings Podcast Network. Here with a look at the Hasbro Thor Love and Thunder Titan Hero Series figure of Mighty Thor. So everyone is excited for Thor Love and Thunder, and one of the most eye-popping moments in the trailer was, of course, Jane Foster as the Mighty Thor wielding Mjolnir. I do believe that her collectibles will be quite popular, so let's go ahead and get a look at the packaging details of this one. Here is the front bottom. We get some really attractive artwork of Jane Foster as Thor. It says Marvel Studios, Thor, Love and Thunder. There's the Hasbro logo, the Avengers logo, and of course it says Titan Hero Series. On this side of the packaging, we get more of that cool looking artwork of Jane Foster as Thor. On the opposite side, we get a similar shot with some product information. There's very little on the bottom of the packaging. However, on the top of the packaging, we do get headshots of both Thor Odinson and Jane Foster as Mighty Thor. On the back of the packaging, we get more attractive artwork, as well as a brief bio of Mighty Thor in 5 different languages. The English version says, Jane Foster's life is forever changed when she mysteriously comes to possess the hammer Mjolnir and the power of the Mighty Thor. The front of the box features an open window. There's no plastic here. That is standard for Titan Hero Series figures. And now I think it's time to bust this figure out of the package and see what's inside. Here is the figure removed from the outer packaging, but still attached to the inner cardboard. And here is the Mighty Thor out of the package and ready to rumble. Now remember here, the target buyers are young children. This is very much a toy for enjoyment. This is not a collector piece. So as a toy, I think a lot of kids will get enjoyment out of this. As a collector piece, well, there's some obvious areas of criticism. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at the loose details now. The only accessory that comes with this figure is, of course, Mjolnir. And I've got to say, this is pretty impressive. So the strap down here is pliable. That should come in handy. The handle doesn't look bad. It could use a little bit more detail, but this part of the hammer up here, that's really impressive. You see all this good sculpting work, all these cracks that have been sculpted in, as well as all of this detail here. The texturing is just really impressive. So good job by Hasbro. So let's have a look at the lower body here, and the figure is sturdy. I certainly appreciate that. I like what I'm seeing with the paint choice here, this metallic paint. I mean, we only saw Mighty Thor from the shoulders up in the trailer, so I'm going to assume this is at least somewhat accurate to the movie. But I really do like what I see here. I like these armored plates like on the side and how this looks like metal. I certainly appreciate that. Very reflective. I like the wrinkle sculpted in here. So yeah, I mean, again, I certainly wish that there were knee joints, but again, this is Titan Heroes, $10 figure, so I've come to not expect that, but certainly would have been nice there to, be a part of these metal knee pads. So I've got to say though, in terms of just aesthetics, this is a pretty good effort. Let's have a look at the thighs and hip area here, and this is certainly unusual. This is not what I expected. The thighs look fine. Good musculature there. I like the shiny nature of the plastic. That looks good. But this part of the outfit, I expected there to be a hip joint underneath this, and it's actually just one big block of plastic. So I must say, I really don't like that. I would have preferred, a joint underneath this and for this to be a little bit more pliable. But I see what they were going for here. And maybe this was difficult to do for the price point. I also feel like this could have used like a dark wash for more definition. So there are some things to like here, but I do think that it could have been better. In terms of articulation, you can get her to kick forward this far. That's pretty impressive. You can also get her to kick out to the side, and that's impressive as well, too. You can't get her to step back very far. I didn't expect that, but In terms of the hips, the articulation is not bad. Just once again, I really wish that Hasbro would consider adding knees to the Titan Hero series line. Let's have a look at the torso now, and for the most part, I think it's done pretty well. I like all these sculpted lines. You know, it looks like segmented pieces of materials that have been fused together to make this body armor. Looks pretty good. Got a little sloppiness right here on this part. I like all these lines that have been sculpted into the back here, but there is one glaring issue, or at least I think. Obviously, there's no cape here. And she has a cape in the comics, and she had a cape in the trailer. Now, possibly, you know, she walks around without the cape at points in the movie, so I'm going to have to wait to see. But if she always has a cape in the movie and they omitted that here, that's a pretty glaring negative on Hasbro's part. So hopefully that's not the case. Let's have a look at the arms now, and I see both positives and negatives. First of all, I think the musculature looks really good. If you've seen Natalie Portman lately, she's obviously added a lot of muscle mass to play this version of the character, and I think this figure reflects that. Good muscle tone there. I do like these gauntlets, that metallic paint choice. That looks really good. You can get the arms to go out this far. 360 degrees of rotation in the shoulders. Again, I really wish we could get elbows, but, you know, as of now, Hasbro is still not adding those to the Titan Hero series line. Now, as far as another positive here, the fingers are actually pretty pliable. I was worried about getting this accessory in her hand, but it actually goes in really easily. So I got to give Hasbro credit there. Let's have a look at the head sculpt now. And I think in terms of just aesthetics, it's not bad. I do like the paint application on the eyes. They look realistic, and this gives her a really intense stare. I think the sculpting's good down here on the jawline. That looks really good. The neck looks realistic. Appreciate that. Individual like strands of hair. This has been sculpted well. Lots of sculpted lines on the helmet. The way these wings look, I really like that. I will say, though, for the helmet, and I've noticed this on some other Titan Hero series figures, the helmet doesn't look as metallic as the other parts of the armor that are metal. It looks a little bit more plastic, like maybe it could have used a little bit more paint or maybe a dark wash, I don't know. In terms of articulation, you can get her to look side to side that much, but that's pretty much it. If you try to force this any further, you can hear, you know, the plastic squeaking. You have the hair pushing against like the shoulder and upper back area, and so you risk damaging the figure. You can get her to look down and up just a little bit, but that's pretty much it. I certainly hope you have enjoyed this review. If so, please like, subscribe, and tell a friend to do the same. Stay tuned at the end of the video for some articulation shots, and also remember to catch me on the Multiverse Musings vidcast, available right here on YouTube. And I'll be back to the internet with more comic book related content soon. But until we meet again, this has been the Emerald Enthusiast, and thanks for watching.